Welcome back to Beer Ambassadors and Tasting Notes. I am your host, Mikael Woodward. You can see that I'm not alone this time, which is unusual. My good friend Michael, or Mikael, I call him Mikael, but Mike Castro is with me. We've been friends for a long time. And recently in months, I've been getting Michael into a lot of different beers besides what he was drinking before. And today we are I'm going to do 3 segments. I'm going to cut them up so you don't have to watch them all at one time, or you can string them together. But tomorrow is Cinco De Drinko 2015, and I decided that we would do a Cinco De Drinko show, kind of a Mexican themed show. And not only does Mike like beer, but his wife is from Mexico and he speaks Spanish. He lived there in Mexico for a while, and I thought that was appropriate. So we will talk about some more Mexican themed beers for Cinco de Mayo, since it's really a big celebration here in the States and not really in Mexico.
Not at all in Mexico.
It's about a war with France and some other stuff. But the long and the short are, there's some Mexican inspired beers, and that's the first one I want to talk about. It's a craft beer. I've had Barley Forge on my show before, and they're in Costa Mesa, California, and they're really good. It's Greg Nyland, and I'm going to forget, is it Ryan is the brewer? I think it's Ryan. I'll have to look up. I'm sorry, brother. Everything is not always there at the drop of a hat, but anyways, they make really good beer. And the one I wanted to introduce you to is this one. I'm going to float it in front of Michael's face. If you can see that nice, I don't have the flashlight with me, but I'm going to move my hand. You can see this nice straw color, and it has this chill haze in it, and it's a delightful color. But if you smell it, it's awesome. Now I forgot to tell you what this is called. It's Don Perfecto, and the label is great. It's like this robot, and he has like 4 hands, and he's got like the flowers and the chocolate and a ring and something else on it. But it's like the perfect guy that a woman would want. But and there's a couple other plays there, Don Juan, that kind of stuff. But this beer is a horchata ale, and it smells awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got a very cinnamon flavor.
The aroma is definitely, the cinnamon comes through, and it's amazing. I have to look down because I was trying to remember, did they put more? I think it's vanilla and cinnamon is what I really get on the nose. And I know that they use spices mostly. Mm-hmm. That's what Greg told you, right? Greg had told you that today. Because I tasked Mike here to go down and pick up an actual growler for us, so that we could drink it and talk about it today. So before I get into some of that stuff, tell me what your opinion. I mean, when you first went down and talked to Greg, what did you think? I mean, I know you didn't want to taste the horchata. And by the way, I don't like horchata.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's what you told me, right? You didn't like horchata.
Right.
And so he said, I don't want to drink it. I said, trust me, it's a really good beer. So what was your first thoughts?
Well, when I went down there, what I did was go and I looked for this beer, and I found it in a 12-ounce bottle, and that's what I was going to buy. And I asked if I could try their rye coconut stout.
Yes, which is really good.
And which is also very, very good.
Very nice.
Really, the coconut really pops through in that. But then he actually gave me a taster of this as well. And I really was not excited about trying this beer. But the taster was amazing. The taster, it caused me to buy a growler.
There it is.
It's very good.
So I'm going to just read you the description because it's just too funny. Like the ideal husband, Don Perfecto, or Mr. Right, will always be faithful, bring you flowers just because, and put the toilet seat down without being asked, and bring home the bacon and on bended knee. What more could you ask for, may you ask? This tall, handsome beer is a Belgian-style wit beer. So that's what I wanted to get in. Is that this is Belgian-style wit. So wit usually has these orange peel and coriander flavors. I think I still get some coriander maybe.
That's
not
the flavor. I said, man, I'm tasting something. It's the coriander.
Yeah. And so then what they did is they put it with a twist, of course, and they put it in malted wheat in with a 2-row barley. But they put in Mexican cinnamon. which is a little bit different than the cinnamon we have here. Vanilla, which I told you about. So I get both of those in the aroma, and a bit of lactose. So that's the milk. So you can get that kind of horchata feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
if you notice when you're looking at the beer, it's thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a transparent beer. You really see.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit of chill haze. You can still see through it, but I mean, I can see my hands, but I'm not going to see. I'm not going to see things perfectly clear.
Right.
But what I like is that lactose feeling because it gives it a lot of body, and it really does bring out the vanilla and the cinnamon together. And I think this is a fantastic beer, and very appropriate for Cinco de Mayo, or as I'd like to say, Cinco De Drinko, right?
Yeah, and what I notice when I'm drinking it is you really get the cinnamon and the vanilla up front.
Yeah.
And it's after you swallow that the coriander just
Comes
lingers
through.
in the back of your mouth.
Because you get this Belgian. So they did this nice thing. The Belgian doesn't overpower it.
Mm-mm.
It's a really nice balance and blend that I would not usually expect. I think it's fantastic. I give it 4 bottle caps out of 5 for on Untapped, and you'll see that again here with this beer because it's amazing is what it is. And I think that you should go get some. And I would say
I need to go get some.
you need to go get some more. That is it in Spanish when you're going to cheer someone?
Salud.
It's kind of like the Italian,
health.
right? Salud.
To health.
Yeah, salud. We'll be doing that 2 more times with a different segment. So until then, salud, cheers, and I'm Mikael for Beer Ambassadors. This is Tasting Notes with my guest, Michael Castro. You want to say something in Spanish? That'd be great. Say something on the way out. Just say
Debes
that.
tomar esta cerveza porque está bien rica.
Ah, muy bueno.